going to be raising a tremendous amount of money to continue the education and the next generation of Fairleigh scholars. So let's give it a round of applause. Throughout the evening, you guys have been enjoying cocktails and hors d'oeuvres at the Stern Portico, which is a newly proclaimed area in the Fairleigh Dickinson campus. My wife, Nikita, and I, also an alumnus of FDU. Guys, I've been practicing for a week here, and I'm getting laughter. Come on. Let's focus. I'm over here. Focus. You got good? You, table 7. I got to restart now. Okay. Proud alumni, Silberman College of Business, 2008. My wife also graduated from Fairleigh Dickinson, 2009. We are believers in this school, truly believers. We recently were made a contribution. We started the Stern Portico. We've even created some endowment funds. We are truly believing in this university. They provided us the tools, the relationships, not only professionally, but also personally, that allowed us to get to where we are today. And I think that's a really important statement to make, because success is not about monetary, it's about the relationships and the people you meet along the way that allow you to get to where you are at the current moment in your life. Some might ask why such a young alumni is engaged and into the school that they had graduated. Well, it's a simple thing. Do unto others as they have done for you. That's it. Fairleigh Dickinson allowed us to be a part of some great things, and now it's our time to give back. And I hope that everyone sitting down also takes a seat back and says, you know what, tonight's a good night to make a donation to support the next round of educators. A little backstory on myself. I earned a bachelor's degree in entrepreneurial studies and business management. I was one of the first classes in the entrepreneurial department here. I thought it was a really unique program. I believe I was one of 11 at the time, and I believe now it has grown to be a tremendous program here at the school that's grown to accreditations and awards. I met my business partner at this school as well. He earned his master's in hospitality and tourism in the other school. We're all one family, essentially. We created a company called Riviera Hospitality Group. We acquired the tools that we needed to succeed at this university. We learned the fundamentals of business. We learned the fundamentals of negotiation, communication, people skills. It all happened within these walls of this campus. But we also learned how to be people. And him and I communicate very well together, and it's allowed us to excel in what we're doing right now. We've absorbed a very important idea that in order to succeed, you need to integrate these skills, train and the knowledge of your academic program, and bring them to the real world of experience in life. And that's what we've been doing. We started out as a small catering company. And the reason why we started out, surprisingly, was after a natural disaster in 2012-13, Superstorm Sandy wiped away his family's catering facility. We were trying to figure out ways to offset lost revenue. We created a catering company to go off premise. First year, 2012-13, we did 16 events. Flash forward to 2019, pre-COVID, we were doing annually 600 events a year. So we grew tremendously as a company, utilizing the skill sets that we, grew here and learned and met along the way. There's some fellow alumni in the crowd that actually we had the privilege and honor to sit amongst at dinners and luncheons, and they provide us the guidance on how to get to the next level. And that opportunity would have never happened if FDU did not provide that. So I thank the upper level staff and oversight of, or the management teams of Fairleigh Dickinson to give us that ability to meet these people. So that's an accreditation to this table right here. President Capuano, the deans, everyone. So thank you for that. Then when COVID hit, we created this business, and all of a sudden hospitality and food, as everyone knows, just disappeared. You couldn't go out to dinner, you couldn't have a party, you couldn't celebrate. But we weren't set up to fail, so we decided to reach out to every contact that we had to see how we can offset our loss of business. But in the interim, New York City actually reached out to us and said, we know you guys are the guys to help us build a program that can help support the senior citizens that were displaced from senior centers. So our task was to create a program that would actually get food to these seniors that were at their home that could not leave because of their wellness, their ability to travel, whatever that may be. And our task proved to be success. It created a program called Get Food New York City, which many of you may have known through the news. And we successfully delivered 12 million meals to senior citizens amongst New York City. To FDU alumni. And with that, now as we begin to feel safe and we want to celebrate and life is great, there's another issue going on in the world. There's a war that is ending in Afghanistan, and there's refugees that are coming to America. And we have now been tasked by the US military to feed all of these refugees that are being brought to New Jersey 24 hours a day in their new housing facilities to create an experience to welcome them to America. And I personally, every morning, wake up and I talk to my staff, and we are feeding their first meals as they are welcome to the United States of America. I think it's truly life-changing, it's empowering, and it's just an amazing experience. And it goes back to all the tools and resources and people that I've met along the way while being at the school. So thank you for that. And while all this is going on, one of my key personnel that works for us was an intern a few years ago. She's now a senior project manager. Her name is Erin Cottrell. She graduated from the hospitality businesses or hospitality school as well. She grew from earning credits to now making a tremendous paycheck. And I'm super proud of her. I'm super proud of the education she learned. And I know she's a lifer with our company just based on the relationships that we built along the way. So thank you for that, FDU. And now, the moment we're waiting for. I'll get off the stage. I'm done with me. It's about 4 distinguished honorees that the night is about. I'm going to welcome them. They're truly incredible people. They earn these awards. They are lifers, and they believe in FDU. And I'm truly honored to honor them tonight. But before we do that, I want to open up the night with a small taste of what's actually going on behind the scenes at the college with a small intro video. So welcome to the video.
The first Hall of Fame was the Hall of Fame of Great Americans, a sculpture gallery completed in 1900. Since then, there have been many. And don't forget Fairleigh Dickinson Silberman College of Business and this year's inductees.
I've made the most impact in my life through content creation and dissemination, my workshops, and I was in healthcare also, leading my executive team and being a stand for them to become the leaders they want to become and shine.
I made the most impact in my life by working over the last 15 months on developing the Moderna COVID vaccine. I chose to become a physician because I wanted to help people. I chose to be in pharma because I decided to switch from one person at a time to millions at a time.
One of the accomplishments that I'm most proud of in my career is working with my team to create this program called Women of Wireless, which ultimately became Women of the World while I was at Verizon. And it was an early in career program to help young women who might not otherwise have had the skills or capability, confidence, or network to be able to apply for and get promoted into leadership positions.
I feel I've made the most impact by being an instructor and teacher, whether it was being a professor at Fairleigh Dickinson for over 6 years, or of course starting a CPA review course to help candidates throughout the United States pass the CPA exam, as well as also continuing professional ed, which we now offer throughout the world. I feel that those were things that really helped others reach their goals, and I feel as though I've been one of their partners in their success.
What do recent alumni and today's students excel in and see for their future?
I'm hopefully working in human resources, really gaining experience, and I hope in 5 years that I can be a mentor to someone my age now, helping them out, helping them navigate the waters, and really building their career.
Coming to FDU, I realized that I excel in team collaborations because our professors encourage us to build relationships with other peers
10 years from now, I hope to be going back to FDU and teach. Give back to the community that I love the most.
Going into college, I had no idea what I wanted to do, but I knew I wanted to be in business. I took a class my freshman year called Waking Up Wall Street, where I learned about the stock market, and ever since then, I knew I wanted to be in finance and handle investments.
I see myself on the path to becoming a partner at a Big Four accounting firm with the intention of giving back to younger accounting students and professionals entering the workforce.
I hope to excel in inspiring the people that I work with the same way that I was inspired as a young professional. I think that a lot of people, can be nervous when they're first starting a career and not sure what direction to take, but when you really have a strong mentorship, I think that it allows you to excel in ways that you might not have thought was possible.
Other than the Silberman College of Business Hall of Fame, what Hall of Fame would you like to be inducted into?
Other than the FDU Hall of Fame, I'd love to be inducted into the Hall of Fame of Leaders in the Media and Entertainment Industry.
I would like to be inducted in the Community Service Hall of Fame. I am in New York right now, and I remember during my 18th birthday, I gave clothing donations to the homeless people around New York, and I've been doing that since then.
I would love to be inducted into Hall of Fame of Badminton.
I would like to be a member of the Forbes 30 Under 30 list for excellence in financial services.
I've always been a horrible baker and embarrassed to bring a baked good when I went anywhere. So now that I've had a little bit more time to devote to it, I think that I could definitely be inducted into the Amateur Baking Hall of Fame.
I don't like to be inducted in anything. I happen to be inducted in many things, but that's not my cup of tea.
I would love to be inducted in the Hall of Fame of Humanity.
I would love to be inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Don't know how to play an instrument, don't have a voice, but hopefully they'll consider me anyway.
Fairleigh Dickinson Silberman College of Business, creating Hall of Famers now and in the future. The Hall of Fame is forever, baby.
Now let's give a standing ovation for the new Dean of the Silberman College of Business. I give you Pierre Baltazar.
I just told Bobby, by the way, that I don't know how to follow that. The one thing I have as an academic, though, is if you don't listen to me, I can threaten everybody with a test later, okay? So look, good evening, everyone. Okay, certainly welcome. Welcome to Fairleigh Dickinson's Florham campus. Welcome to the mansion. Welcome to these beautiful gardens. Having been denied an in-person event in 2020 because of the restriction caused by COVID-19, the Silberman College, as a business community, pushed, frankly, several of us, okay, I can remember these meetings going, we need to come back to campus. We pushed to make this year's Hall of Fame Gala one where people could come back home and celebrate. Now, as we reflect on our recent history, it really was a period like no other, during which we faced together unprecedented challenges. For example, for a college as comprehensive as Silberman College of Business, I've been truly amazed at how agile we've been in this time of crisis. Our academic and professional staff banded together to really redefine our entire portfolio to make sure every student felt supported, engaged, and able to succeed in their learning. We really did not skip a beat. Now, our students also rose to the challenge of remote learning and committed themselves to maintaining community. Our benefactors, you guys, have been simply amazing. amazing with your time, your resources, indeed increasing your support of Silberman College as if nothing unusual was lurking in the background. This evening, we do in fact celebrate triumph over adversity by recapturing place in person at what is the most iconic landmark of Fairleigh Dickinson University. Now, this evening is my first real face-to-face opportunity to thank all of you for embracing me as the Dean of Silberman College. I am so honored and blessed, to be a member of this family. Most importantly, this evening is also about honoring leaders, entrepreneurs, and innovators who have distinguished themselves through action that have transformed business and society. They're living examples of Buddy Silberman's vision for the College of Business. Now, I'm delighted to honor Tim Garrity, Claudia Healy, Michelin and Francois Nader, as the 2021 Silberman Hall of Fame class. Yes, you can clap. It's a great group. Now, as the pandemic runs its course, I also take this opportunity to celebrate the many achievements of RWJ Barnabas Health for providing high-quality health care in New Jersey. Given this pandemic, they are really a worthy recipient of the 2021 Buddy Silberman Award for Social Change. Thank you, RWJ Barnabas. As the world undergoes constant change, like last week was different than the week before, and next week will probably be different, it's our job to ensure that our students have the skills and knowledge to shape the future of business and have a positive impact on people and the planet. Now, none of us can predict the future, but I know that whatever the future holds, Silberman College of Business, our staff and students, with your help, will be ready and able to rise to that challenge. So welcome home. I'm now really pleased to introduce Dr. Christopher A. Capuano, the president of Fairleigh Dickinson University.
Thank you, Pierre. Good evening, everyone. Wow. I almost forgot what this was like. In fact, I've been thinking for too long that this might never happen again. But I can't tell you how happy I am to see so many familiar faces in the flesh and not on a Zoom call. Welcome, everyone, to this momentous occasion. And Bobby, don't ever lose that enthusiasm. You remind me of myself 20 years ago. And I should tell you, I have to correct you because like Pierre, I'm also a former academic, I should say still academic. And we actually did have a very small event here during the pandemic. Mary will back me up on it. And it was actually on the portico, which you and Nikita generously donated to, and it will be, in fact, is already named for you. Back in June, I believe, or July of 2020, pre-vaccine. But it was very, very small, nothing like this. But it has been more than a year since we've gathered like this on this campus or at any of our campuses for that. Many of you probably know that during the pandemic we were largely closed. Our students were studying remotely, our faculty and staff were working remotely, and our campuses were like ghost towns. In fact, I remember I was vaccinated in February, fully vaccinated in March, and I started coming to the office in April last spring, and there was nobody around, and it was troubling. And I remember talking to the senior team saying, you know, we got to start getting people back to work. And I was getting a lot of pushback. People were writing saying, I don't need to come back to work. Doing just fine working remotely. In fact, I'm more productive working remotely. So I've just decided I think I'm going to continue working from home. And I looked at some of the senior team members and I said, who's the employer here? I couldn't believe it. And the point I'm trying to make, it was actually a struggle to get people in June. We actually had to require to start coming back to work because my sense was we needed to get faculty, certainly the staff, back to campus before the students started arriving. And as it turned out, it's all worked out very well. We were one of the first universities in the country to require the vaccine of our students. I got a lot of nasty letters. Some of them I will keep because they were nasty. But I think we did the right thing. Rutgers was the first in the country and the first in New Jersey to require the vaccine of their students. We were the second in New Jersey, not second in the country, but we did so in early April, and believe me, we had our doubts because there were, until recently, a lot of students that, for one reason or another, were not vaccinated. But I am very happy to say now that an overwhelming majority, north of 90% of our university community is vaccinated, fully vaccinated now, and that is an incredible outcome. We've had very few positive cases, positive tests. We've tested thousands of students. We do surveillance testing daily. I think we've only had about, including students that are off campus, about 12, 14 positive tests out of maybe 5,000, 6,000 tests. So our students, I reminded some of them tonight, the power's in your hands. You're the ones that live in congregate living settings, and one weekend you could have a disaster. People stop following the rules. So we're going to trust our students to do the right thing, and I am confident they will. Our goal is to remain open for the duration of the school year and not to look back. But I want everyone to know that it was not easy reopening the university. I never thought in my lifetime that would face such a challenge. All the challenges we have in trying to reopen the campuses was arguably one of the biggest ones I've ever experienced. Many of you today, you may not have checked your inboxes yet, but the pandemic, which is now a year and a half old, really made it difficult for us to continue executing our strategic plan. But we did, despite the pandemic and despite the fact that most of us were not on campus, we did an incredible job of completing our 5-year plan. The accomplishments that were achieved were too many to mention, so many that we actually decided to highlight them in a report, which if you're faculty staff, current faculty staff or students, you got today from me via email. I encourage you to take time to read it because everyone has made a contribution. This is an incredible accomplishment. We've established a foundation for what I think will be even more incredible 5-year period coming, which is the next phase of our strategic plan. I don't want to go through everything because the report details all the important highlights. I'll leave it to you to read it. But I'm sure many of you came in to campus today through the main gate, Madison Avenue, and I hope you didn't miss seeing that there's some pretty significant improvements to the right and the left. We now have an incredible baseball park to the left as you come in the main gate. And we're doing the ribbon cutting for that ballpark on October 9th, so I invite all of you to come. It's going to be a marvelous day, and you won't find a Division III baseball facility as nice as this one in the state. And I'll tell you, because I know all the baseball facilities as a former baseball player myself, there are not many Division I schools that have a facility nice as what we have now. And equally nice on the other side, we now have a new synthetic surface, which will be a multi-sport field for men and women's soccer, men and women's lacrosse, and field hockey, women's field hockey. And we now have an Olympic, and you're invited to use it anytime you like. It's very comfortable. I run on it a few times. If you don't like running on pavement, this is like running on a carpet. It is magnificent. But we've added now, we'll be adding men and women track and field. Because of that track, we have some new throwing venues too behind the baseball field. So that is an incredible transformation out there. Most people, I've had friends call me and say, what are you guys doing back there? In fact, somebody jokingly said, you know, you're causing a lot of accidents out on Madison Avenue. And I said, accidents? He says, yeah. People are not paying attention, you know, when they drive by and trying to determine what's happening inside FDU. And, you know, that's our curb appeal there. So, I mean, it's not just for the student athletes, it's for anyone to use. And it's going to invite more people to come in and really see the beauty of this campus, which you don't see until you actually get inside. You all know it because you've been here, many of you, many times. So those are just a couple of examples of improvements we've made to facilities. And if you're from the Metro campus, I know many of you are not, but some have been there and actually work there. We've made some significant improvements to the landscape there as well. That's now, it always has been, but it's even more so now, a beautiful campus, and will become everything that everyone, you know, imagines it might become. I want to introduce someone that some of you have met already. We've added 3 new members to our senior team. We now have a new senior vice president for University Operations, Rob Pignatello, who is not here this evening. He had a family commitment, but he joined us in June, and he hit the ground running. He was actually a former university president, so it's good as a university president to have somebody that's done your job before. He was recently the president at Lock Haven University, and we convinced him to come here as our chief operating officer. So Rob is off to a great start, and you'll have an opportunity to meet him. We have a new vice president for student affairs and dean of students, Uchenna Baker, who I describe as a rock star. She truly is. If you haven't met her, you will at some point, and I'm sure you'll concur with the fact that she's incredible. And our third senior team member is, and I have to apologize to my father and my grandfather because we're working on him, but he still doesn't know how to pronounce his last name. And when I asked him, how do you pronounce your last name? His name is Jason Amor. But Dad, Grandpa, sorry. I would prefer that he said Amor, but his name is really Amore. But Amor. But in any event, Jason, welcome. He's also a great addition to our team. And he's a senior vice president for University Advancement. Rick Reese, I think who many of you know, decided to hang it up. He hung up his cleats, and he's retired now. And we couldn't be more happy to have Jason, who started in August and promises, like everyone else, to do a great job. So I want to conclude by congratulating Micheline, Pierre, Claudia, and Tim on your induction to the Silverman Hall of Fame. I believe this is the second class, right? I know last year we didn't do a ceremony because of the pandemic, but I do recall 2 years ago we had our first class. Am I right about that? Okay, good. So congratulations. That's quite an honor. You guys, all of you, have had remarkable careers, and we admire you for the work you've done and the impact you've had on humanity. And each and every one of you, I'm in awe of what you do, and happy to not only call you a friend, but to be here to honor all the great work that you've done. So everyone, please enjoy yourselves this evening. This is the first, I hope, of many celebrations like this one. And you can say, it's always nice to say you were the first at doing something. So you were the first public event post-pandemic at Fairleigh Dickinson University, and let's make sure it stays that way, right? Thank you, and enjoy. Pierre? Thank you.
All right, so we're now at the point where we are going to give honors out. Okay, we're Hall of Fame. This is what we're going to do tonight. So our first honoree is Timothy F. Garrity, Bachelor of Science in 1977, a CPA, MBA, JD, CGMA. He's a partner in Garrity and McIntyre LLP, which he founded in 1981. The firm has developed a reputation as a specialist in business advisory service, litigation support, and forensic accounting. In addition to his work at Garrity and McIntyre, for which he managed a client portfolio of Fortune 500 companies, Mr. Garrity has earned distinction as a national lecturer for Becker Garrity CPE and Becker CPA Review, a company providing multimedia CPA exam prep materials since 1980. By the way, Tim, you're an all-star in California too, you know. In our circles, your name is very well known. In 1999, Garrity was named as the national lead instructor and editor-in-chief of Becker Professional Education, under whose auspices he provides study material and is the national lead instructor for more than 30,000 CPA candidates each year. Now, he's actually known as the Dean of CPA Review. Garrity has been named as one of Accounting Today's top 100 most influential people in the accounting history and is the recipient of Corporate Livewire's Innovation and Excellence in Education Award. He was awarded the Corporate Insider's Excellent in Professional Education Service. He's a member of the American Institute of Certified Public Accountants, the American Bar Association, and the New Jersey Society of Certified Public Accountants. He's frequently been called upon over the past 25 years to present accounting, tax, auditing, and business topics to large groups, organizations, corporations, and accounting firms, and in legal proceedings. Garrity is a member of the American Institute of Certified Public Accountants and of the New Jersey and American Bar Association. He's also a member of the New Jersey Society of Public Accountants and has been a trustee of the organization. All right, so I'm so pleased and proud to induct Tim Garrity into the Silberman Hall of Fame. Tim, please join me.
Say something?
Oh, only if you want to.
Okay. All right, thank you. Let me start out by saying the following. Fairleigh Dickinson University is amazing. Now, while this evening has been generously dedicated to honor a few of our alumni, I think it's appropriate that we reflect on the opportunities provided by this remarkable institution which led us all to be present tonight. In particular, it's the people at FDU that we honor. I want to mention that the faculty and their boundless passion for teaching and their ability to inspire curiosity and learning that becomes lifetime. I want to mention the fact that the administration that works relentlessly to help students take on the ever-changing opportunities and challenges of a modern world. I also want to acknowledge the alumni that continue giving back to help lift the next generation towards success. There are people at FDU who motivate and inspire leadership in students, help them develop ethical foundations, and ultimately prosper in the world of tomorrow. One of my favorite professors once said, "Choice, not chance, will dictate your future." And I can attest to the truth of that. Ultimately, my path included meeting my wife, Linda, here at the university 35 years ago. Yeah. It was here that we were inspired by our professors to continue our education and pursue advanced degrees. We have in turn passed that passion on and learning to our daughters. In fact, my daughter Christy, who's sitting over there, is currently enrolled at the FDU right here in Madison and working towards her master's in clinical mental health counseling and will graduate in December. FDU has a long history of mentoring beyond the college years. The faculty continue to support and motivate students to realize their potential throughout their career. Well, like so many of us, I've been blessed with enduring relationships that have borne out of my time here at FDU. They include many of my mentors, Stan Iwanski and Ken Gillies from the Rutherford campus. Unfortunately, they're no longer with us, but God bless their soul. And a very dear friend, Bob D. Philippus, who I know is in the audience tonight. These talented educators and treasured friends have helped guide and mold my career over the past 40 years. One of the professional endeavors I most cherish is the opportunity to serve on the Dean's Advisory Board. Here I've had the great opportunity to work with the Dean, with Chairwoman Michelin Netter, and of course, the Executive Director, Mary Sakin. I'm also grateful to be surrounded by and to collaborate with the board members as we exchange innovative ideas to implement exciting new programs which help to maintain FDU as a leader in business education. I'm incredibly proud to be standing before you tonight and accepting this award, but I'm even more proud of being a member of this extraordinary community. In closing, I'm going to ask all of you to stand and let's toast this incredible and amazing university, our president, Chris, the administration, the faculty, the students, the alumni, and the family that make FDU so special. God bless the university. Thank you. Oh, you want a picture? Okay. Sure.
Okay, let's proceed a little bit. Now we got two for the price of one, okay? So although they're not alumni of FDU, our next two inductees are among the university's most loyal supporters. First is Michelin Netter. The letters say BSN MPH DESS. She's the CEO of Jezra Foundation, a serial healthcare entrepreneur, and the best-selling author of The Dolphin's Dance, Discover Your True Self Through Powerful 5-Step Journey into Conscious Awareness. She's the founder of the Blue Dolphin Healthcare Group, where she built and managed a chain of skilled nursing home facilities. After 15 years of successful operation, she sold Blue Dolphin to a public healthcare group. She's maintained a strong involvement in the healthcare business as an entrepreneur, and in addition, through our writings, workshops, and speaking engagements, Michelin helps individuals and organizations to focus on personal growth and social transformation by fostering an attitude of success and discovering individuals' passions and purposes. Now, through the Jezra Foundation, which she co-founded, Michelin is also an active philanthropist with a commitment to rare disease research and to the education and well-being of underprivileged children. Earlier in her career, Nader served as a hospital administrator at the American University Hospital of Beirut and the American Hospital of Paris. Additionally, she co-founded Chateau Westmont, allied with my first alma mater, McGill University, which serves those with Alzheimer's and memory disorders. Michelin serves as chair, and that's important, as chair of the Silberman College Board of Advisors. She holds a Bachelor of Science in Nursing and a Master's in Public Health from American University of Beirut, and a doctoral degree, so it's Dr. Nader, in Healthcare Management from Paris Dauphine. Michelin, please join me on stage to be honored. Thank you.
President Capuano and Dean Baltazar, thank you for your kind words, your trust, and your support. Thank you, Board of Advisors of Silberman College, and Mary Sakins for your amazing engagement and your many contributions. Thank you, Fairleigh Dickinson, Board of Trustees, Provost, Senior Management, faculty, and students for creating a beautiful community of education, contribution, and innovation. Last but not least, thank you, all our guests, for your presence this evening, for your friendship, and your support of FDU. I would like to particularly thank my family, Francois, my husband, and lifelong partner, who you will be meeting soon, our son Ralph, our daughter Jessica, our son-in-law, Tim Goddard, as well as our precious, loving friends. I'm honored to have served the FDU community for almost 10 years, from a member of the advisory board of Rothman's Institute to chair of Silberman's College, Board of Advisors, of course, to trustee of FDU. Let me tell you about my love story and how it began with Fairleigh. The day we moved into our Morris Township home over 21 years ago, a caring neighbor rang our doorbell and greeted us with a homemade cake to welcome us to the neighborhood. As we engaged in a conversation, she said, "It is too bad you guys are moving in and we're leaving. We're moving out. This neighborhood is great. It offers a lot. And mostly, what it offers, a great university, Fairleigh Dickinson, right here in our backyard. I teach there. It is a real hidden gem. Your kids should check it out as they consider colleges." And never saw the neighbor again. Unfortunately, our kids had other college plans than being less than 5 miles away from mom and dad. While I forgot our neighbor's name, I did not forget her words. FDU is a gem in our backyard. So when I was asked to join Rothman's advisory board about 10 years ago, it didn't take much convincing me to come aboard. And what a positive surprise to find out that FDU was a global university with campuses in the metro area, in England, in Vancouver, Canada, giving its students and faculty an international exposure while providing high-quality education. A private, local, global university. Fast forward to today. As a chair of Silberman Advisory Board under Dean Baltazar's leadership, I am impressed as to the efforts of the school to continue strengthening its presence in the community, develop innovative programs, and promote synergies between academic offerings, outreach activities, and entrepreneurship. As a trustee of FDU, I am witnessing firsthand that from President Capuano to Dean Baltazar to Provost Small to Mary Sakins to management and faculty, what I call a student's obsession. At Fairleigh and SBC, this is the name of the game. Everyone is so profoundly engaged in the life of our students while focusing on innovation, expansion, and growth. The pandemic has taught us that if we have a computer and internet access, our outreach is limitless, far beyond the physicality of the campus. I am convinced that FDU is well positioned to expand its backyard to the world, making it a better place and leaping into the education of tomorrow. I invite all our guests tonight to offer your support to FDU and be part of this vision of being the vehicle to educating many generations to come. When education wins, we all win. So let's all start winning together. Thank you.
We'll take another set of pictures of Chloe.
Okay, I'm gonna leave this.
Thank you, Michelin. Our next inductee, don't have to go very far. Dr. Francois Nader. He's a leading value builder in the biopharma industry. Dr. Nader currently serves as chairman of Acceleron Pharma, Telaris Therapeutics, and Benevolent AI. He also serves as board director of Moderna, you've heard of that company, I presume, and Alexion Pharmaceuticals, as chairman of the Jezra Foundation and as a board member of the American Task Force on Lebanon and the Lebanese American University. Previously, Dr. Nader was chief executive officer of NPS Pharma. During his tenure, Dr. Nader transformed NPS Pharma into a leading global biotechnology company focused on delivering innovative therapies to patients with very rare diseases. Dr. Nader won the Ernst & Young National Life Science Entrepreneur of the Year award in about 2013. And before NPS, Dr. Nader was a venture partner at Care Capital and served on the North American leadership team of Aventis, holding a number of executive positions, including senior vice president, integrated healthcare markets, and North American medical and regulatory affairs. Dr. Nader is past chairman of BioNJ and was a board director of Prevail Therapeutics, Clementia Pharmaceuticals, Advanced Accelerator Application, Baxalta, and Novin. Dr. Nader earned his French doctorate in medicine from St. Joseph University in Lebanon and his physician executive MBA from the University of Tennessee. Francois, please join me on the stage.
Wow, what an audience. Fantastic. Good to see you all here. Dean Baltazar, thank you for your kind introduction. And I'm glad that we finally met in person, because what you might or might not know is that Michelin mentions your name at least twice a day. But all good, all good. So, all good. All good because, frankly, what you might or might not know is Dean Baltazar has embarked on a transformative journey that he is chartering for the school since he joined. It's pretty amazing what you've been doing, so thank you for that. Thank you for mentioning the foundation, our family foundation. And foundation has granted a number of gifts and donations over the years. Our contribution to FDU is special. And to be perfectly candid, I did not know that up till today. Why? Because I was preparing my speech. And I said, what can I say about FDU that makes sense? So I went to the website, looked at the FDU mission. Et voila. So interestingly enough, and in all seriousness, our foundation and FDU share very much the same mission, which is, and I will remember every one of you who haven't read the mission in the last week, so bear with me. Like FDU, our foundation believes in preparing world citizens through global education. Like FDU, we believe in fostering multidisciplinary, intercultural, and ethnical understanding. And like FDU, we are eager to participate, lead, and prosper in the global marketplace of ideas, of commerce, and culture. And it's a privilege for us to participate in your endeavor, President Capuano. What you've done for this university is pretty unique, and thank you for that. Now, truth be said, my wife Michelin has been the driving force. So I don't know if you know Michelin, but you have to trust me on that. When she believes in something, it happens. All right? We've been married for a few years, so I know what I'm talking about. So my professional journey has been in developing new medicines. And it's a journey of love, a journey of commitment, a journey of innovation. But to be perfectly candid, nothing, like literally nothing, prepared me to be part of this COVID vaccine journey, nothing. So I joined, luckily enough, I joined the board. You talk about timing is everything in life. I joined Moderna in December of 2019. I mean, you cannot make this blank blank up, you know? So, and then like a couple of weeks later, someone started talking about COVID, and I said, what? What's that? Anyway, 3 weeks later, I was asked, God knows why, to serve on a subcommittee of the board of Moderna to lead, participate in the development of the vaccine, development, manufacturing, commercialization, distribution. And it has been a privilege because guess what? I mean, this technology, people think that it's from yesterday. It's not. It has been developed for the last 10 years. And unfortunately, when you work in science, it takes time. And unfortunately, one day, you put this cake in the oven and you just wait for it to mature, to happen. And COVID provided us with this opportunity, if you call so, to save the world, which is pretty unique. And just to give you a couple of, I mean, as if it was last century, it was only back in January 11, remember this date, January 11, 2020, This is where our good friend from China, in their infinite wisdom, decided to share with the world the sequence of the virus. January 11. This thing has been going on there for a while, right? So it took them a while. Anyway, I won't go there. But January 11, they shared with us the sequence of the virus. February 7, which is 27 days later, Moderna had the vaccine in a vial. Okay, so, thank you. So think about this, 10 years collapsed into 27 days, and the vaccine was there. And guess what, March 16th, we dosed the first subject with the vaccine. So if you think of it and do the math, many of you are good in math, it was 63 days, not 63 weeks or months or years, 63 days from the moment we had the sequence to the first subject injected with the vaccine. It never happened in the history of humanity. So fast forward, I was very proud to be part of this adventure where today hundreds of millions of people have received the vaccine, whether it's Moderna or Pfizer or any other good vaccine. This being said, it's interesting because when you think of what happened and you take a step back, it's interesting because my motto in life has always been to be successful, be different exceedingly well. Very simple, right? You think of it for half a second. Moderna and all the innovators, why they're successful, it's because precisely that they're different. Elon Musk, there is no one like him, right? The Moderna technology and every innovative technology is different, but being different is not enough. You have to do it well. Otherwise, it's pipe dream. So the success of kind of, quote unquote, saving humanity came from the fact that indeed, a company like Moderna, BioNTech, and others were different and were successful and did it exceedingly well. Interestingly enough, today, just today, literally like 3 hours ago, and I planned all this, as you can very well imagine, the CDC confirmed that the Moderna COVID vaccine is superior to all other vaccines. I mean, just timing. The question, though, is, and it's a question to you, Pierre, and it's not a loaded question, it's a real question. It's, how can Silberman, in what and how we do, be different and be different exceedingly well? Because that's the formula for success. So with that, when I looked around, and the video was pretty amazing, by the way, I see these young, bright scientists as students, not yet scientists. I hope many of them will become. But the thought that came to mind, and when you listen to them, the thought that comes to mind is they want to become like you, right? And the reason you're here, among other things, is because you're successful, you're accomplished, and you made it. But I know, as you know, that I was, and you were, one of them back in the day. Remember? Remember that? I'm sure you do. But also, I know that I owe my success to a handful of individuals who, along the way of my life, believed in me when others believed less, and gave me a chance where others hesitated. Okay? So I have a nickname for these people. I call them my Good Samaritans. So if you want to play with me this game tonight, I really ask you, encourage you, if you'd like, to take a moment, usually it takes about 10 seconds, to think about the Good Samaritans in your life. And usually it's 3, 4, 5, 6 people. It's not 17, right? And if you remember these people, just take a moment to say thank you. Because frankly, I don't know about you, but for me, I'm here because of them. And I worked my you-know-what off. But it's because of them. They gave me a chance. So it's a way to thank them. And frankly, some of them might be here. Some of them might not be here anymore. Doesn't really matter. Say thank you. But more importantly, what I would really encourage you to do is just to be the Good Samaritan when someone like you crosses your path. And you will see them. They will cross your path. So just be a Good Samaritan for them, because guess what? One day, who knows, they might be standing here as a Hall of Famers, and they might say, thank you, all right? With that, I'd like to thank a few people with whom this did not happen. I know that organizing such an event in non-COVID time is already a gigantic challenge. Organizing it in COVID time is a total nerve-wracking exercise. So thank you to the team. I cannot name you by name because I don't know who you are. I met a couple of people. But to the team who held behind the scene and in front of the scene, organized this meeting, thank you. Thank you very much, and it's a first. Thank you, President Capuano. And I know you were glued to every COVID news coming out of Morris County or Trenton or CDC. I mean, actually, you guys did practically my job. But anyways, we'll leave it at that. And with that, I say thank you very much for the honor, and God bless.
Well, Francois, sorry to disappoint you, but you're now a member of the Hall of Fame. Yeah. Finally, folks, I'm pleased to induct Claudia Healy, Bachelor of Science 92, MBA 94, into the Silberman Hall of Fame. Now, Claudia is the Chief Human Officer for the STO Building Group, a family of construction management companies headquartered in NYC and oversees STO's global HR program. She serves as a key advisor to the organization's executive management team on a number of initiatives, ranging from mergers and acquisition to diversity and inclusion. Now, Claudia was here last night talking to our students, and in a time of COVID, it's a lot of stuff, right? Anyways, she's also the executive participant on the STO Building Group Board of Directors and a member of its HR and Compensation Committee. Before joining STO, Healy spent more than 2 decades at Verizon, during which she held almost every HR role at the company, including leadership roles in talent acquisition, labor relations, training and development, diversity and inclusion, and workforce transformation, among others. One of her roles was head of HR for Verizon's Consumer Business Group with over $90 billion in revenue. Healy established the HR Transformation Office, which is responsible for enabling a world-class HR function underpinned by digital HR, people analytics, and process excellence. During the course of her career, Claudia has also helped manage all facets of HR, from succession planning to leadership development, and has served as a trusted advisor to CEOs and executive leadership team. And let me repeat, Claudia earned an MBA and an undergraduate degree in business administration and human resources from Fairleigh Dickinson University, where she serves, and I'm very proud of this, as a member of my board of advisors at FDU's Silberman College of Business. She lives in New Jersey with her husband Chance, that by chance I met this evening, who she also met at FDU. Okay. And I understand they've got 4 children and 2 French bulldogs. So Claudia, come on over. And you got one of these heavy things. You're gonna take our picture a couple of times. Okay. I'll pick you the point. This one's just a tool bus.
It's a real honor and privilege to be recognized here tonight, along with Tim Garrity and Francois Michelin Netter. Congratulations to you all, and thank you for sharing this evening with me. I'm honored to be in your presence tonight. A special thank you to Dean Balthazard, Mary Sakin. This night would not have happened without you, Dr. Capuano, and the nominating selection committee as well. I want to step back for a moment. When I stepped on this campus in 1988, I know I don't look that old, but I am. It's okay. No work. I never dreamed. I never dreamed I'd be on this stage with you being accepted into the Silberman College of Business Hall of Fame. Being a 2-sport athlete, Rosebud, you're right there with me. Hello. All right. I thought maybe I'd be inducted into the Athletic Hall of Fame. I never really thought I'd be inducted into the Silverman College Business Hall of Fame. But this one is so much more important to me, and I'll tell you why soon. I can't believe it's been 30 years since I first stepped foot on this campus and took my first class. Somehow, amazingly, it still feels like yesterday. Somehow I still feel like I'm 20. It's crazy, right? When I was asked to accept this award, I really truly felt privileged because I know how many incredibly talented people have walked these halls and these paths, whether it was Rutherford, Teaneck, Hackensack, or Madison before me. So many amazing, accomplished people, whether they're athletes, academics, professionals, whatever industry they're in, so many talented individuals. How did I end up here on this stage? I really still don't know, but I'm honored and privileged to be here tonight, representing my fellow alum. So I asked for this champagne toast because I wanted to toast all of the alumni who are here tonight, because you are all here with me on the stage tonight. So could the alumni, anybody who's a previous graduate of Fairleigh Dickinson, also please stand for this moment? I want to share this award with you here tonight. A toast to you. You're amazing, and you do amazing things. Toast. I drink to you tonight. Woo! All right, Rosebud. Well, we have lots of nicknames, but we won't go there. As I reflect on the time that I spent out here and how it prepared me for a career spanning 3 decades and 3 companies, whether it was Chubb & Son, Verizon, and now Structured Home Building Group, all in the HR field, I think about the magic that made FDU and the Silberman College of Business experience so special that we continue to come back and give back. We're all here. Why did you all come here? You could have been in so many different places. You could give your gifts, whether it's time, resources, information, internships. You could give them to so many other things, but why do you keep giving back here? I think the magic that made FDU so special is it's really intrinsic to the people who are part of the organization here. And I think about my time, and I think about and Rose and Dan Toomey, the 2 of them, they personified the character of FDU and Silverman in general. Passion, dedication, caring, and selflessness. They saw something in me that I didn't see in myself. They changed my whole trajectory of my life. I remember I was going to be a generic business management major, but they were two of my professors in one year, and they came and they said, "Why aren't you in human resources?" And I said, "I don't know." And I went home and I asked my mom, and she said, she's sitting over there, she said, "Everybody in human resources always gets fired and nobody likes them. Why would you want to be in human resources?" So my father, who had a personnel degree at the time, said, "Do whatever your heart tells you to do. Follow your dream." And so there you go, that's what I did. And I trusted and I believed in Rose and Dan and Joel Harmon. And I transferred my graduate fellowship from business management and giving advisory services to student athletes to human resources. And I switched over to the college, the CHARMS program at the time. The gift of touching someone's life, making something better for someone, helping others navigate what might not be clear to them, and doing it and not expecting anything in return, just hoping that they will pay it forward. That is what we do here at FDU. That is who we are, that is the program, and those are the professors, and that's the institution here. Making things better, that's what it's all about. Leaving everything and everyone just a little bit better because you were there. Tonight's themes for the recipients, the honorees, were innovation, social change, and transforming lives. Transformation, I can honestly say that the Silverman College of Business transformed my life. Today, we all sit here today, coming out of a global pandemic. The past year, the social change that has been around us. In 1988 to 1994, I know you're saying, like, how could you have been in school during those times, but I was. Those were simpler times. Today we find ourselves in a world that we sometimes, maybe we don't even recognize it anymore. I believe the lessons that we learned 30 years ago still hold true today. We must leave our world a better place, a more just, equitable, and inclusive place. Those of us who went to Fairleigh Dickinson, whether it was Rutherford, Teaneck, or Madison, I'm kind of partial to Madison, that's okay. Those of us who were here and who are part of SCB, we came here because we had grit, based on our working class values. Nothing special was given to us, nothing was handed to us for free. That's what differentiates the FDU and the SCB graduate. And I believe that's what made so many of our graduates here so successful. Practical, hands-on, personal, relevant, social, and global. Before I close, I want to again honor the other recipients for tonight, thank the dean, and thank the administration. But most importantly, what I've learned over time is it doesn't matter what everybody else thinks about you, it matters about the people who are closest to you. It matters about those that hold your heart, your family, your friends that become your family, whether you found them here at Fairleigh Dickinson or you found them in your community. So tonight, as I leave the stage, I'd like to thank my parents, Major Lewis and Goody Rolls. They've been my North Star, and they've showed me the importance of doing work, hard work, and putting in the hours, and believing that you can do anything that you put your mind to do and that you're willing to do the work for. I'd like to thank my boyfriend and best friend, who I met right here on campus, up on the fields that are so much nicer now than they were many years ago. David Chance has taught me to dream big and believe the best in myself, but also to believe the best in others, and good things will happen. Lovey and Tommy Healy, they're here tonight. They're my other set of parents. They have taught me how to make incredible, magical moments and memories that really, really matter, and to believe that the power of love can make magical things happen. This past year has got to have taught us that we have to believe in the power of magic. We have to believe in the power of connections. And Tommy and Lovey, Mimi and Poppy, you've taught me that, and I will never, ever forget that. But last, not least, is my beautiful children, Declan, Aiden, Reagan, and Kaylin, and my adopted daughter, Nyla, who's here tonight as well. They've taught me what life and love and work is all about. It's my true purpose. They are the next generation, the future. This is why we all do what we do. It's not about us. It's not about the past. It's about the future. And that's what I ask all of us to do tonight. Let's think about the future of the next generation. Let's think about the future of FDU. Let's think about the future of SEB. And what can we all do to pay it all forward for that next generation, just as the prior generations did it for us. Thank you so much. All right, very good.
Claudia Healy, folks. All right. Now I'm very happy to announce the 2021 recipient of the Buddy Silberman Award for Social Change. RWJ Barnabas Health, the leading academic health system in New Jersey, advances innovative strategies in high-quality patient care education and research to address both the high-quality patient care education and research to address the clinical and social determinants of health. Its dedication to serving the people of New Jersey extends far beyond the care it provides within its hospital walls. It supports programs that promote health and wellness in communities and provides access to services that would otherwise be unavailable. RWJ Barnabas Health strives to bring the best health care to meet the evolving needs in New Jersey. Whether that means enhancing the coordination for treating complex health conditions or improving community health through local programs and education. Accepting this award on behalf of RWJ Barnabas is Deanna Minnis-Vincent, the Executive Vice President and Chief Social Justice and Accountability Officer for RWJ Barnabas Health. Deanna, welcome. Come on over.
Thank you so much, and thank you, FDU, for granting us this award. On behalf of our President and CEO, Barry H. Ostrowski, and my colleagues who are joining us tonight, as well as the over 43,000 professionals who comprise our organization, those dedicated teams who ensure our facilities are clean, those who are skilled clinicians, the caring support teams, and those with profound business acumen, such as Sean Baptiste, a Fairleigh Dickinson alum who did meet his wife here. We have a whole host of individuals who make up our team and allow us to meet our mission of creating healthier communities. As a New Jerseyan, I knew of Fairleigh Dickinson University. I grew up in New Jersey, I had friends who went here, but it wasn't until tonight that I heard so much about the organization. But I did focus my comments on social change, changing lives, and innovation, which are really closely aligned to what we do at RWJ Barnabas Health. We change lives every day. Whether it's a heart transplant, the birth of a baby, or returning a patient home who had COVID, returning them to their family. We change lives. At RWJ Barnabas Health, we're expanding the definition of what health is. No longer can we simply think of health as clinical care, not when 80% of all health outcomes are due to social factors: where we live, what we eat, what we make, our education, racism, sexism, and the stressors that go along with what comes next. So therefore, social change is a huge part of what we do every day, and we've committed ourselves to that as a core value. And every day, we innovate. We create better, faster, more streamlined ways to do what we do. When I looked at the video, the phenomenal video that you played, I saw Silberman College of Business students who could propel our industry forward. And if I could speak on behalf of my colleagues, if we could be inducted into another Hall of Fame, it would be the Changemakers Hall of Fame. Changing lives, communities, and systems. Thank you.
And that is, folks, the Silberman Hall of Fame class of 2021. Now, I know you will all agree with me when I say that their remarkable accomplishments, coupled with their continuing and enthusiastic association with FDU, are evidence of the university's stature, reputation, and distinction. That's it for me, folks. I will invite the guy with the nice bow tie to come and join the front. Thank you very much.
We're changing the program a bit to try and get back on schedule. Good evening, everybody. My name is Rich Brenner, and I am from the FDU class of 1970, a long time ago. It is an honor to be here tonight. It is incredible to be at a gathering without masks. I have one in my pocket if you want to see, but I'm not putting it on tonight. I want to tell you first a little about myself, and then I'll tell you why I'm here. I came from a single-parent household, and paying for college wasn't in the budget for my family. In order for me to earn my degree, I had to go to work full-time, and I attended night school, and to pay for the tuition, I got tuition assistance from my employer. Otherwise, I couldn't go to school. I attended school at the what is now known as the Metro campus in Teaneck, and I got an amazing education. I will tell you about that in a few minutes. At this moment, I would like you to hear from two students at Fairleigh. What better way to learn what Fairleigh Dickinson delivers today than to hear from two recent graduates? The first person I'd like to call up is Jare. Sal Jare, is something that is an amazing guy. From the moment that you'll meet him, you will learn what Fairleigh has done. So why not, Sal, come on up here for just a minute.
Greetings, greetings. Good evening, everyone. My name is Sal Jeri, and I would first like to thank each and every one of you for attending tonight's event. Give yourselves a round of applause, please. From the moment I visited this campus in 2018 with my parents, I saw my future family in a place where I would be able to flourish over the course of 4 years. That is exactly what manifested into my reality. For me, attending FDU was a no-brainer. My family story is a uniquely American one. I am the first on my father's side of the family to go to college. My paternal grandfather, who's the eldest of 11 siblings, moved to the US from Bitola, Macedonia, when he was only 16 years old. He had to drop out of school in the 7th grade to help support his family. My father, Salim Jeri, who was the eldest of 4 siblings, was the only one to graduate from high school. They both inspire me to take advantage of the opportunities I've been given to achieve what they could not. My mother, Sunila Jeri, moved to this country when she was 18, but was not financially able to begin attending college until she was 31. 8 years ago, she was finally able to graduate from Rutgers University Business School with a 4.0 GPA in her major and begin working in her dream field, accounting. My dad worked 2 construction jobs just to afford her education and also attended trade school at night. Our family struggled to make ends meet, and we lived paycheck to paycheck. But they both managed to change our family's circumstances. Seeing my parents struggle while I was growing up taught me to be appreciative and hardworking. So I made up my mind to get good grades and earn a college scholarship. I studied constantly with the goal of getting a full ride merit scholarship and graduating at the top of my class. During my first year at FDU, about half of my tuition was covered by scholarships made possible by donors like you. I made up my mind. It was tough. At the same time, my sister and I were sharing the responsibilities of caring for my disabled grandmother. It really helped me to mature and focus on time management. I'm proud to say that through perseverance and patience, I was able to maintain high grades despite many obstacles. At the end of my 2nd month at college, I learned that FDU was looking for someone to serve as the new Nitro, our Division I mascot. Because the job comes with a stipend, I was able to chip away at my tuition bill. And being Nitro allowed me to display one of my passions and talents, dancing. I entertained peers, staff, and spectators at the games and had the rare opportunity to become a meme. While in Dayton, Ohio, during the NCAA's annual March Madness, I was in a dance battle against the mascot for the competing team, Gonzaga, when the unthinkable happened. The head of my costume went flying while we were on live television. I just remember walking back to the locker room that day to an influx of calls and messages from my family and friends, questioning if that really happened. That's one for the books, right? The mascot position led to other opportunities. The following year, I became the men's basketball team manager. Coach Greg Herenda has become a mentor, a second father figure, and someone who motivates me and the rest of my team to be better men, to work hard, and to always have each other's backs. Last November, I was able to make another dream come true. Coach Herenda gave me the opportunity to join the team as a player. I can't really explain how I felt at that moment, or how I feel about it right now, quite frankly. I'm still practically wrapping my head around it. My parents taught me to never give up on my dreams, and becoming part of this team has been life-changing. But the real life-changing event came on May 14th, 2019. One of my favorite teachers, Professor Maureen Keefe, asked me to come to her office. It was a few days after my final exam, and I really thought I had messed up on something or missed a homework assignment. I was so nervous. But the real life-changing event was when she broke the news that I would receive the Needham Scholarship. I could not stop crying. I called my mom immediately. I had to put Professor Keefe on the phone to speak with her because we both could not contain our emotions. My prayers were truly answered that day. There is not even one day that I don't think about that special moment and the fact that the Needham trustees chose me. For those of you who may not know, the Needham Scholarship, which is in the memory of FDU alumni Mr. Robert Needham, provides an FDU student with tuition as well as room and board, full ride beginning in the sophomore year. So not only would I be able to stop worrying about tuition, but I was also going to be able to live on campus and get the full college experience. It is not an exaggeration to say that the Needham Foundation completely and utterly changed my life. Donors who invest in the futures of bright young men and women are propelling students for brighter futures. I speak on behalf of all the students at FDU when I tell you that every single dollar donated to our school has had a direct impact on the lives and professional growth of FDU students. The gifts that create scholarships attract superstar students with great values and solid academic achievements. We are educated by stellar professors who care deeply about our professional growth. We have the best support from our career development team, who work even hard on the weekends to put students' needs first. So many deans and assistant deans know us all by name. We are not just numbers at FDU, we are a family. I know that all of you have had an impact on my education, but you have influenced who I would like to become as a person. Down the road, I plan to return as a donor and give back to eager students who are ready to work hard and capture their lifelong dreams. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. Thank you.
Glad we can do this.
Thank you.
I gotta clean my eyes up for a minute. There's something in my eye. The next person we're going to hear from real quickly, if I can get to the right place, is Yemi Ibiona. I hope I pronounced that right, Yemi. I'd like you to hear a story from a woman who also benefited from a scholarship at Fairleigh Dickinson University. Yemi, are you here? Ah, there you are. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you for joining us tonight. My name is Yemi Ibiona. I'm in my 5th year of the 4+1 program here at FDU, which means that I've just completed my bachelor's degree this past May, and I'm working towards my MBA in management to graduate the next May. My 3 brothers and I are first-generation Americans. Both of my parents emigrated here from Nigeria in the 1990s in order to attend college in the United States, so education is pretty important in my family. When it came time for me to start applying to colleges, pretty much my only 2 criteria were that I wanted to leave New Jersey and I wanted to go to a really big school. Clearly I didn't do that. My parents thought I might be happier at a smaller school that was closer to home, and my father mentioned that he had had a lot of coworkers over the years who had attended FTU. He insisted that I come tour the school and just see about the alumni experience. So I applied. I first visited the campus on Admitted Students Day after already applying, and it was a rainy and gray day. The weather and the fact that FDU met neither of my criteria meant that I was ready to get the visit over with and just go home. I think it will come as no surprise to everyone here that I fell in love with FDU that day. The beautiful campus steeped in history and amazing architecture, the warmth of all of the people on campus that I met, and this very pronounced sense of community were apparent to me even during that first visit. I guess that sometimes your parents do know you better than you think they do. My 4 years at FDU confirmed everything that I thought and felt during that first visit. I have been mentored academically by professors such as Dr. Gerard Farias, who got me involved in Enactus my freshman year, a campus-based organization dedicated to creating a better, more sustainable world, while developing the next generation of entrepreneurial leaders and social innovators. He helped me to focus and refine my interests and served as my advisor for my thesis that I wrote my senior year on sustainable business models. I was able to spend a semester at the university's Vancouver campus and another one at one of our partner universities in Madrid, Spain, which was just amazing. I was part of the Floor and Programming Committee and even helped start a new club on campus, the College of Business Club. I've had the good fortune to be able to turn my love of all things FDU into a part-time job on campus. I was the president of the Student Ambassador Association, which meant that I got to guide students considering FDU around the campus and share all the fun facts that I've learned over my time here. For instance, did you know that in this building behind us, the mansion, the windows actually get smaller as you move up the building? So the windows on the first floor are significantly larger than those on the third floor. It's a neat trick to make a building look grander and taller than it actually is. But FDU has also given me the tools that I need to feel confident about finding my place in the professional world. For the past 2 years, I've had internships at Barclays, first in procurement last summer and currently in collateral and margin services. The scholarships that I've received have also helped to make my student loans more manageable. I am so very grateful to have been given the opportunity to immerse myself in all aspects of college life. I take great pride in all of the things that I've done here at FDU and for the direction my experience has provided me. Gifts that make scholarships possible, given by many of the people in this room tonight, create access to education and provide students with the opportunity to grow, to change, to explore, and to achieve. We are all challenged and changed by this experience, and I hope you all know how much we greatly appreciate this. Thank you.
Thank you very much. So we've just heard some amazing stories. And we've also heard from Francois about their foundation aligning with the mission of Fairleigh Dickinson. And we've heard from Claudia about how everyone in this room should be paying it forward. These are the reason why. Listen to those stories. They couldn't have been here without scholarships. I couldn't have come to Fairleigh Dickinson without someone helping me with tuition 50 years ago. How many other students couldn't come to Fairleigh Dickinson without scholarships or someone helping them? So, first of all, let me stop and just give them another round of applause. I'm really proud of these young people. The education that I received was the foundation for a career that I built out in Silicon Valley in California. Without it, I couldn't have succeeded. While I majored in accounting and minored in what was then called data processing, how about that term? I learned how to program computers in COBOL and Fortran and RPG2 and BASIC. Those are words we don't hear anymore. But because I learned that, it helped me in my career because there were not many accountants back in those days that knew accounting and those languages. And I got a job with a company that many of you have heard of. I was the 7th employee of what's now Visa, the credit card company. And it was because of that education that I got that job. Tonight, I'm so excited. I'm standing here tonight because one of the pillars that the Silberman College Board of Advisors had decided to work on for this year was the creation of a very specific, separate, and distinct education endowment scholarship fund. And I'm here tonight to tell you, while the ink is not yet dry, it is very hot news. We have agreed to create this scholarship fund. Now, this endowment scholarship fund, this education fund, is going to benefit students studying in the Silberman College. And I'm pleased to tell you that the selection of the students who receive that are going to be administered by the Silberman College. And my family and I are going to make 2 gifts to this fund initially. One will be a current gift of $10,000 to seed that fund, and the second will be a deferred gift of 6 figures to start with, and will grow because as deferred gifts do, they don't get given until I'm no longer in this room. But hopefully that fund will grow because investments grow. And my wife and I, my wife of nearly 50 years, and 2 weeks from tonight is our 50th wedding anniversary. We're very happy that we can do this for my alum, Fairleigh Dickinson. But I want to share why I'm really excited about this. Endowments are different. They are the gift that will keep on giving long after we're gone. Because a gift to an endowment is never touched. Only the earnings on the gift are ever invested. The gift is invested and only the earnings are ever used. So as the gift and the endowment corpus grows, that is what creates the scholarship. We never touch that corpus. So if you've never given to an endowment, please understand it's the gift that will keep on giving. And that will therefore create an ongoing source of endowment for new students coming into Fairleigh Dickinson's Silberman College of Business, and will be a recruiting tool for new students coming to this school. So I want to encourage you here in this room to pay it forward, to share in my enthusiasm and many people's enthusiasm to make a gift, either current or deferred, to this endowment. You can talk to me, you can talk to someone from the Office of University Advancement. We'll be happy to discuss these plans, or you can make a decision tonight. I always say it's better to be lucky than good. And maybe I was a little bit of both in my career, but even in my early days, it seems that the future of accounting would evolve computerization. And as I learned in my career, you have to think forward. You have to think into the future. And while I took that career and used all my knowledge at Fairleigh Dickinson to build a career, I was in the right place at the right time. And now it's our turn. We are all in the right place. We're here at the right time. The cost of a university education is skyrocketing. We've heard that over and over. The cost of free education, you hear the administration talking about free education. That is not going to be at institutions like Fairleigh. It's going to be community colleges. So we need to be prepared. We need to be prepared for students that want to come here in freshman or transfer in junior year. And it's our endowment-type scholarship funds that will help make that happen. So I want to make good use of the successes that I've had to help future students by paying it forward. So now I'd like to ask you to help us return that favor. So let's see if we can get this scholarship fund kicked off tonight. So the first thing I want to ask, you all have these cards that were given to you tonight. Now's when you get a chance to use them. Everybody have one of these cards? Just let me see. Can you raise your hand, cards? We want to see if you all have them. This is the time we want to see how high you can raise your hands. Just for a test. We're not making any, nobody's writing it down. Everybody raise your cards so we can see that you have them. Okay. Right now, who will raise their card for a current gift to this new endowment for $10,000 or more? Right now. I see one over here. A student, there's another one over here, Michelin. Now, you can make the donations by pledge tonight, or you can use PayPal or Venmo, or on your table, there's a scan code, QR code. Lots of ways to do it. But I see 1, 2 so far. Any others? Did I miss any? If I missed you, okay. Students go around to, we got Arcady and Michelin. All right. How about $5,000? Anyone want to raise a paddle? Okay, another 5 there and 10 here. 5 here. You want to use your cube? Another one here. These are great. Thank you. Thank you. We got 3 more. 110. What was your number, Kevin? 136 and 122 again. Where? I'm sorry. I can't see the number. Tim, what number you got? Did someone get you, Tim? 156? Tim Garrity, thank you. All right, that's for 5,000. Did I miss anybody? $2,500. We got lots of, let me see lots of paddles, $2,500. I don't see any 25. I'm missing anybody? Okay. Now, I want to stop and ask everyone a question. Everyone in this room, how many of you, by show of hands, not paddles, how many of you go out for dinner at least once a month? You all go, come on, everybody here goes out, right? Right, you all go out for dinner once a month? Okay. At least once a month you go out for dinner, right? I would like to propose the following. For students' health, students' education, would you forfeit 1 dinner a month over the course of the next year, or 2, and pledge $1,000 in increments of $100 a month? That's what it is. There's 1 person. 2, keep raising those paddles. Students, please come out. 3, 4, 5, 6. Come on, everybody come out and find these people, please. 4, 7, 8. Keep raising the paddles. Come on, 9, 10, 11. Over here. I don't see more paddles over here. 12. If a student doesn't come to you, student, please come to all these folks. Keep your paddles up. Please keep your paddles up. Patty, over there were quite a few. This is great. Thank you so much. Keep going. These pledges can be made at one time or $100 a month. Let me know when you're done, Patty. Did anybody not get your name, your number taken down? Please let Patty know if we missed you. All right, let's cut that in half. Over here. Another one over here. Okay. All right, let's cut that in half for $500. $500 is like $50 a month. That's not even a dinner. Who would do $500 to the scholarship endowment? Over here, we got a couple. Right here, we got a 178. Patty, 178. Okay. Now, that leaves all the people that haven't raised your paddle at all, and the only amount I have left is $250. If you haven't donated, oh, we got another, is that for 500? 250, raise yours, another 250. 250, 250, 250 over here. What was that? That was one for 500, and then we have a bunch for 250 over here. If you haven't donated, you should get your paddles up. Everybody should be given at least 250. All right, if you have, you got it all? Okay. If anybody feel like they were missed, I don't want anybody to feel left out. All right. I want to thank you all. Bobby, thank you all. This endowment is a beginning. We're going to grow it over the next years, and it's going to get big. Thank you very, very much.
All right, I'm back, and the script is completely out of whack. I don't even know where I am at this point. All right, well, good announcements. We got silent auctions. We got champagne glasses to buy with Veuve Clicquot. Has anyone bought those? Those are $100. $100. Come on, you get a champagne flute, FDU. It goes in the china closet. You'll never use it again, but it's all right. I happened to break one of my champagne flutes last week, so I'm happy I can replace it with a $100 glass. It's going to look perfect. All right, all kidding aside, I want to get everyone hyped up. Next weekend, the 25th, is homecoming. I haven't been on campus in many years for homecoming. Super important. Many of you have probably not been here for 20, 30 years, and it's totally okay. But we're going to get hyped up tonight. We got 16 tables, and then after this, the band's going to kick it. We're going to start rocking. We're going to have a good time. We can't dance because of COVID, but that's all right. All right, tables 1 through 5, you're going to be my Fs. 6 through 10, my Ds. 11 through 16, Us. I want to get everyone fired up. And then after this, we're all going to stand up, and we're going to hope to make some more donations, all right? Table 1 through 5, F. 6 through 10, D. 11 through 16, U. Yeah! Let's go, Devils! Does that feel good? We're all family. We're all family. In order to continue family, we got to give forward, right? So if you have an opportunity, whether it be $50, $100, $200, whatever it is, give forward, because this next generation is going to be us in the next 10, 20, 30, 40 years sitting in this table, and there's going to be another guy like me that has a lot of over energy, hasn't slept in days, and it's totally okay. But you know what? It's good. This is what we do. We pay back, and we continue the family. We continue the legacy. So I'm honored to be here. I'm honored to speak upon everybody. And we're going to do it one more time. F, D, U, go Devils! Mary, I got nothing else. The script is all over the place. I think, bands, you kick it. All right. Oh, I got to introduce them. Hold on. All right, but all kidding aside, we're going to kick it off with them. Rich Barada, leader of the Gotham City Latin Jazz. He is an accomplished drummer. His day job's also pretty cool. Film producer responsible for some movies like The Irishman, Joker, Wolf of Wall Street, Mona Lisa, Maiden in Manhattan, and those are just some of the ones that he has done. He's an incredible, talented producer. And he's visited the campus while working on the film Trial of Chicago 7, and like many of us, this is nothing not to fall in love with this campus. It's just remarkable. He graciously agreed to treat us to a wonderful evening of music, and I want to introduce his band members. On piano, we have Chris Padishal. Oh, Mary screwed it up. All right, Mary. I'm just kidding.
Do you want me to do this?
Absolutely. I was just reading our script.
No, all wrong.
All right.
No. Can I take? Are you done? When you're done, I'll take over.
I'm gonna be done. The script's wrong. I can't. Welcome the bands.
Are you sure? Are you sure you don't want to hear another hour of speeches before I move on? All right. I mean, because I can wait. We can get more speeches if you want. Anyway, hey, listen. We're so happy to be here tonight. I know it took a long time, but it was for a good cause. To the honorees, congratulations. We want you to enjoy yourself. This is our Latin Jazz Octet, Septet, and we're gonna start easy, and then we're gonna work it in, and we're gonna hope you're really gonna enjoy it. We're gonna play a lot of music from the last CD. So, and I'll introduce the guys. I'll introduce the guys after you hear them. That way you'll appreciate them even more. So thank you very much. Enjoy yourselves. Now go get a go whatever you have to do, and enjoy yourselves. And my good friend Chris here.